Welcome guys! Today I'm going to be teaching you how to solve the Pyraminx. Now before we start, I just want to say you don't need any prior puzzle solving experience to solve this. And in the description there will be timestamps and then tips and tricks, everything you really need to know. Just look down in the description after this video and it will be there. So let's jump right into it. Okay, the first step is really easy. We're going to be solving all the pieces which we call the tips, which are these four pieces right here just on the corners of the Pyraminx. So to do that, there's not really any thinking we have to do. We're just going to tilt the tips a few times until they match with the piece right next to it. So this is the tip we're trying to solve, and it matches with this piece. So as we can see right here, this one is solved because this green matches with this green. If we were to go to this tip, this is yellow, and it does not match with this green. So this one isn't solved yet. So I'm going to tilt the tip a few times until it matches. As we can see, it still matches here. Now it's green and green. Another case would be over here. This is blue and green, does not match, so we're going to tilt it once. Now it's red and green, it does not match, so we're going to tilt it again. And now it's green and green. Now that it matches, that tip is good. So you're just going to do that with all four tips, and then the step is completed. Okay, step 2 is to solve all of the centerpieces of one color. And for the sake of the tutorial, we're going to be starting with yellow. Now a centerpiece is this kind of piece right here, like these three. And those are the same ones that we lined up with the tips, so we could solve the tips. So the first thing we want to do is identify where a yellow center is. And for me, I have one right here. And so now what we also want to do is we just want to find where actually all the yellow centers are. So this is green, red, and blue, so there's no yellow center here. This has a yellow center right here. And so does it right here. This is a yellow center. So if we notice, the yellow center is on this piece, this side, and this side. So because of that, they're all relative to this whole side of the cube. And that means that this is going to end up being the yellow side. So once we identify what the yellow side is going to be, we're going to tilt these actual like edge sides, whatever, until all the yellow centers are facing the top. In running through that again, in case I lost any of you, we're going to first identify where one yellow center is. In mine, I have one right here. And then we're going to look around the cube for more yellow centers. This is green, blue, there's yellow, so this is good. These two centers are yellow. Red, green, blue, so this does not have yellow. Red, blue, yellow. So this has a yellow center, this side has a yellow center, and this one does too. So because it's these three, we're going to make those face the top. We're just going to tilt these edge sides places until all the yellow is facing the top. Once we have all our yellow centers done, we're going to be finishing solving the rest of this yellow face. And to do that, we're going to be solving these three yellow edge pieces, as they're called. So what we want to do is we're going to take this yellow side, and we're going to put it on the bottom for the rest of the solve. From here, we're going to be looking in this top layer right here for edge pieces which have yellow. And now again, edge pieces are the ones in between these three centers. So like these three pieces right here. But we're going to look in the top layer for ones that have yellow. So this has green and blue. This has red and blue. If we look over here, this has yellow and green. So this is a good edge. And what we want to do is make sure that this yellow and green edge has the yellow facing us, and we want to make sure that it's between the two green centers. So we have green and yellow, and these are the two green centers right here, and the yellow's facing us. So we have all three of those boxes checked, and now we're going to have to notice one of two things. Is the yellow facing us on the left side or the right side? If the yellow is facing us on the left side, like it is right here, we're going to do these sequence. So we're going to tilt this left bottom side down, right bottom side down, left bottom side up, and right bottom side back up. And that will solve this yellow piece. If we were to have that same thing, but the yellow's facing us on the right side, we're going to do this sequence. We're going to do the right bottom side down, the left bottom side down, right bottom side up, and left bottom side up. And that will solve this piece. And so another example of all that, we're going to need to look in this top layer for edge pieces with yellow. So this first one is green and red, that's wrong, no yellow. This second one is blue and green, that's also wrong, there's no yellow. This next one is red and yellow, so there's yellow on it, and that's good. Now what we do next is we look for the second color on the yellow piece, which is red, and so we're going to tilt it in between the two red centers, and we're going to make sure the yellow is facing us as it is here. Now we identify if it's on the left or the right side. We can see it's on the right, so we do the second sequence. So we're going to do the right side down, right side up, left side back up, and that solves the piece right here. So if you do that 3 times with all of your edges, you'll end up having the whole entire bottom yellow side done. In addition to this, if you've done this step correctly, you should have this whole entire bottom layer done as well. However, you could have a case where you have that whole yellow bottom side done, but the bottom layer is not done. If this happens, that means while the whole bottom yellow is done, you misplaced a few of the pieces in the bottom layer. So when this happens, we're going to look into the bottom layer and see which of the faces has a piece that's wrong. So if we were to look over here, this is all blue in the bottom layer, so this side is correct. But if we were to go to this side, this is red, oh, there's green, and then it's red again. So that means that this green piece is wrong. When we have a piece that's wrong, we're going to hold that face, that side, towards us, in front of us, and then we're going to do this sequence. We're just going to do the right side up, we're going to move the top any direction, and right side back down. In doing this, this will actually take that yellow edge out and put it in the top layer, and we could solve it however we normally would. Now, another special case you might run into is where you're looking in the top layer for yellow edges, but there are no more. And if you look in the bottom face, the yellow's not all done yet. So when this happens, we're just going to end up doing the exact same thing. We're going to identify which yellow edge in the bottom is wrong. So this is all red, so this side's good. This is all blue, this side's good. This is green, oh, there's yellow, and then green again. So this is the bad side. And when this happens, we just do, again, that same sequence. We're going to do the right side up, top any direction, right side back down. And this will put the piece in the top layer for us, and we could solve it in the same way we did before. Okay, we're just about at the last step now, but there's one more thing I want you guys to do beforehand. So if you notice, in the bottom layer, we have 2 centers here, 2 centers here, 2 centers here, and on every side, they're both the same. But the one center that's in the top is not correct. So we're just going to tilt the top layer a few times until on every single side we have all 3 centers with the same color. Now we are on the last step, and there will be 5 different sequences of moves we have to memorize, and that will solve the 5 different cases that could show up for this last step. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the edges. Now for this first case, we're going to have one solved edge in the back, and these 2 other edges in the front, they look almost solved, but they're basically flipped upside down. Now when this happens, what we're going to do is this sequence. We're going to do left side down, right side down, left side up, right side up. We're going to push the top with our left hand like this. We're going to do right side up, push the top with our right hand like this, and right side back down. Now the next 2 cases are where all 3 of the edges are wrong, but on every side they are matching. So this is green and green, this is blue and blue, and over here we have red and red. And there's 2 different situations for this case. So the majority of the pieces on this side are red. So what we want to do is we're going to look, is the pair of wrong edges red on the left, or is it red on the right? Over here these are 2 blues, and over here these are 2 reds. Because these are the 2 reds are on this side, we're going to do this. We're going to do left side up, top with our right hand, left side down, top with our right hand, left side up, top with our right hand, and left side back down. If we were to have that same situation, but the color that matches the majority of colors on our front face, in this case red, was on our right side, we're going to do this sequence. So right side up, top with our left hand, right side down, top with our left hand, right side up, top with our left hand, and right side back down. Okay, now these are the last 2 sequences, which are also very similar. Now to recognize this one, it's going to look kind of like an arrow, like this, with one misplaced piece here. On another side, you will have that arrow again with another misplaced piece. And on the last side, it's just going to look like a bunch of nothing with 2 wrong pieces. So when we have this, we're going to make sure we have one of those arrow side faces facing us. And then we're going to look, is this arrow facing down left? Or do we have another case where the arrow is facing down right? If we have that case where we have that arrow facing to the down left, we're going to make sure that we will have an arrow on our right side, and the left side is the side where we have no arrow at all. And when we have that oriented properly, we're going to do this sequence. We're going to do the right side down, the top side with our left hand, the left side up, top side with our right hand, left side down, and right side up. Now if we have the arrow facing bottom right, we're going to do the same thing, but mirrored basically. So this time we want the other arrow to be on our left side, and the side with no arrow to be on our right. And then we're going to do this sequence. We're going to do the left side down, top with our right hand, right side up, top with our left hand, right side down, and left side back up. And with that, your Pyraminx should be solved. If you guys ever got lost throughout the way, remember there's going to be all the tips and stuff in the description, and feel free to rewatch the video if you need clarification with anything. And lastly, just let me know in the comments if you have any specific questions. I will do my best to answer those for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to, check out this video that's about to pop up if you want to learn how to solve the normal Rubik's Cube.